Scorpio, welcome to your June 2019 Love and General reading. I am Gemstone Tarot. Let's have a look. Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Rising. What energies are in store for you? Ooh. Last month or mid-May, we were talking about energies of things being hidden. The Moon card became quite important for you, to do with mysteries and to do with examination and to do with looking for evidence and looking for truth. Now, we've since had a full moon in your sign, and I feel like, for me, there's a shift. So I'm looking on this as new energies. Let's have a look for you, my divine and lovely Scorpios, whose cards are flinging themselves all over the floor. I'm using the Mythic Tarot, Juliet Sharman Burke and Liz Green. Some interesting energy for you, my lovely Scorpios. There will be an extended reading to this, and the link is in the description box if you want to follow that, okay? As is any other information about the channel. And do hit the subscribe button, Scorpio, if you haven't already. It's either on that side or that side. Make sure you hit the wiggly bell, because then you will hear if I'm going live, or if I'm doing pick a card readings, or whatever will pop up in your feed. Scorpio, some of you are really still battling with something. And it feels quite emotional, as it probably would have done since around the time of the full moon. I mean, Scorpio is a water sign anyway, and you are a deeply emotional sign. You don't always show it, and probably you might be the best sign at hiding it at times, but the reason that you have become so proficient at hiding it is because it runs so deep that you wouldn't really want to be just letting that out all over the place with people you can't trust, who may not treat it or you properly. But there is some kind of dilemma going on in June, which I feel has stemmed from the time of that full moon in Scorpio. Something may well have come to light for you, or you kind of feel like it's beginning to. And you have conflicting energies. You have one kind of side of you that's feeling fiery, you know, Mars is feeling like moving forward. We've got the Page of Wands energy, which is a young, impetuous, it can be filled with rage, it can be filled with excitement, but either way it's passionate. Run away with yourself type feelings. And again, down here we have the Knight of Wands as well. Now, Scorpio, this can represent for you someone coming towards you, you know, which starts off as the Page, which can be some communication with somebody, and then develops to the Knight. Could be a fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo or Aries. This is a card where things moved fast with somebody. I'm going to take a Brian and Wendy Freed card. Oh. Ooh. Okay. Right. We've got some light and we got some shade. I get the Queen of Laughter, which is a very light fairy card, and it's It's a kind of card of internal joy. It's like who you are. It's the childlike you. It's the you inside. It's the lovely you. It's the essence of you. And then we have the draw, which feels, as I'm saying it, like something is drawing me. It's like a magnet. The Prince of Shadows. I want to take one more. When you get the Prince of Shadows as a card, you generally do... Oh, it's you. Wow. Look at that. We get the child. Do you remember we talked about the child within? Ooh, Scorpio. For some of you, you are experiencing a relationship, or you have experienced a relationship. You're either still in it or you're not, which has very much done what it says in A Course in Miracles, where love brings up anything unlike itself to be healed. I've got the Three of Swords here. Three of Swords is triangulation. It can be betrayal. It's a very narrow look at the Three of Swords if you look at it and think it's only about betrayal, third parties, all that kind of thing. I feel this goes quite a lot deeper than that. Some of you are dealing with a family unit of some kind. So, whichever genders you want to call it, whichever genders you like, doesn't matter. We've got a masculine energy, a feminine energy, and we've got a child. But this Prince of Shadows, he is a magnet, but he's also a drain. He's a drain on a resource. And he's kind of feels like he's in the background. This is just for a few of you. A few of you are single mothers, I think, and have been involved with a masculine energy. Could be single fathers, obviously. But it feels more of a feminine energy, if I'm honest. And involved with... As Scorpios, of course, you are attracted to... I don't want to say the darkness, because you're not just attracted to the darkness, but as Scorpios, you can deal in the darkness. You know, we talked about this last month, you know what it means to go downstairs, you know. You know what it means to plunge into the subconscious. You know what it means about death, about sex, about rites of passage. But there's something about a relationship with someone which may have been over and come back to you during that Scorpio full moon, or maybe a situation, for some of you I get that it's kind of off and on, it's fragmented. It feels scattered. And it feels, Scorpio, some of you, it could be the truth that you were searching for last month with that moon card. It feels like in June, because we have a Gemini new moon in June, all that rhymes. Gemini moons are quite chatty, they're quite information given. Then we have a full moon in Sagittarius on the 17th. Some kind of information comes to light here and some of you may be dealing with a air sign as well. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We've got the Page of Swords, which is the beginning of speaking. If you look at this, there is a cloud of clear air, there is clarity, there is communication, there is something breathed, something said, something made clear, or starting to be, because the Page is the most junior of swords, okay? that turns into the Knight, which is a Gemini card, so you may be dealing with a Gemini, but it could be any air sign here. But it also could be a fire sign. It could be a Virgo as well, to be honest. It becomes stronger with that. Somebody or something, somebody may communicate with you directly, this Page of Wands, this Knight of Wands, quite suddenly, okay? You're not expecting it. And it gives you initial information about something. Then you may look into it more yourself or find out more from someone else, or in other words, that energy doubles. So it becomes twice as much. Got the Hermit in reverse. Some of you may feel like you're coming out of hiding in June because you've been locked away, maybe through heartache or whatever it is. But also somebody else might be coming out of hiding. Last month we talked about the moon and something hiding and the need for you to kind of relax and step back and let go and stop fishing and not try and work it out in a scorpionic way, okay? Because the more you intellectualized it and the more you sought, the more you looked, it was like hide and seek, the less you could see it. What happens now is that you took your foot off the pedal a little bit and we let that Scorpio full moon energy kind of blast everything. And it feels like something's going to surface in June. Kind of bits that then become clearer. So it starts small. And when it does start with the Page of Swords, don't interrogate that information, just allow it in the same way that you allowed the silence and the mystery and the hiding. Just for a few of you, this has to do with having children with somebody. Or even them having a child with someone else. That might just be for one of you. Four of Pentacles in reverse, it's emotional, so expect that. Expect emotional overload, and when that comes, it will be a bit messy. Scorpios don't like messy particularly, but it will be messy. You've got the Two of Pentacles in reverse, which is the sign of making a decision. And you've got the Two of Swords in reverse, which is the sign of coming out of some kind of stalemate. Now, the thing about stalemate when the Two of Swords is in the upright is that sometimes when you're kind of in this place of doing nothing and they're not doing anything and you're kind of in a nothingness, you get comfortable in that numbness, you get comfortable in that stalemate because you don't have to challenge anything. Well, the challenge is coming in, the momentum is starting. For some of you, this is a twin flame relationship. We've got the Four of Wands in reverse. It's a strange kind of absence from this person, Scorpio. Because it feels like they're there and they're not there. I'm going to look into that in the extended reading. That mysterious there and not there. Now you see me, now you don't. But they haven't completely gone. It's really weird. For some of you, they may be already with somebody else in some way or involved with somebody else, because we get the luck card, but it's tryst, which is a secret meeting. And again, it's hiding in this bandstand, hiding behind the trees. Just for a few of you, you are wondering if there's a third party, if they're doing some hiding. This is what we talked about last month. We get the never enough. Whatever you do for that person, is it ever enough? They may have said to you, whatever I tell you, it's never enough. I'm never enough for you. It's like a defensive thing when you're trying to ask them questions. And then we get cynicism, which is shutting down. Some of you may have shut down with that Two of Swords. And this information wakens you up again. Or reawakens you, I think is a better way of putting that. Wakens you up again, Gemma. Dearie me. Okay. Serendipity. Matches my top. I like that. The 4-leaf clover. You know, in this sweet old world, Scorpio, there's always something you don't expect, and sometimes it's nice. I know, I feel like that sometimes. You're like, what fresh hell is this? But actually, sometimes it's a little bit of heaven. Okay. Just a few of you may find out you're pregnant. We get friendship. Some of you, this is a person you had a relationship with and you're in that kind of friends zone-ish where you're kind of exes that are friends. Some of you may even be co-parenting with this person and they may be involved with someone else, but you're still kind of involved with them. Scorpio, expect in June for information to start coming to light, and that in its sense will be a relief, okay? So please do subscribe to the channel, Scorpio, and if you want to join me for the extended reading, click on the link below, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.